everyone this evening? Good? All right. How many parents and students do we have that are first-time visitors to River East Collegiate? Put your hands up. All right. Welcome to you. And for those parents who are returning for second-time visits, or if you have a son or daughter who's here already, thank you for coming and joining us this evening. I think it's absolutely awesome that you're here. So we want to welcome you, and we want to thank you for joining us, because this is a really important evening. It's that time where we get to transition your children from grade 8 to grade 9, moving from that middle school to the high school. And I know for lots of students and lots of parents, this is that time where you're going, oh my goodness, how did they get this old, first of all? And I'm going to have a child in high school, which is a little bit scary, but it's really quite awesome once you get here. So thank you for joining us this evening. When we think about River East Collegiate here, we really think about the programming that we offer. We really believe that we offer high-end programming in all the areas that we have. So whether that's academics, whether that's the arts, you were blessed with seeing a number of different performers in the hallway, and they will continue to perform throughout the evening. So those are all of our music students who do an absolutely fabulous job. You will see some athletics that are going on in this building. We have teams from absolutely everything that you can imagine. So we have golf and hockey and basketball and volleyball and curling and disc golf, disc frisbee. We have all sorts of things that students can participate in. So there's something for absolutely everybody from an athletic perspective as well. When you think about that extracurricular opportunity, there's so much for students to do in this building. Students like anime, there's an anime club, there's an art club, there's Christian club, there is language club, there's every club that you can imagine, we've got it so that your kids can find a place that fits for them. We really think about high school as an opportunity for students to have lots of choice and lots of flexibility. So when they go through high school, they have to take 30 credits. 18 of those credits are compulsory, and 12 of those credits are option credits. Mr. Zopp is going to talk a little bit later about all of the various options that you can choose, and we have our course handbook online so you can take a look at all of those options. But here's the beauty of coming to high school, is that now, as a student, when you're in middle school, I asked the middle schools who came to visit us, so we had Robert Andrews, John Pritchard come and visit us, and Angie Pegwas, and I said, how many of you had choices for options? How many options did you have to choose from? Most of the middle schools have 2 or 3 options for the students to choose from an options perspective. We've got probably 12 to 20 options for your children to choose from. So that gives them that opportunity to really take a look at what they love to do and fill that into their day. They start in grade 9 with being able to choose 3 options, and as they move forward, they get to really tailor their education to meet their own needs. The teachers and the support staff at River East Collegiate, I would have to tell you that they're some of the best teachers in the school division. We look at people who are passionate about what they do. They take the time to make sure that they keep current with what they have to keep current with for their particular subject areas. They offer courses that are going to make a difference for your children. We have a wide range, again, of academic courses and teachers who are absolutely skilled in being able to deliver those. When we think about passion, that's something that you want your child's teacher to have. So you're going to have the opportunity tonight to go through our school, and we have every one of our classroom teachers here. Your job tonight is to ask questions of those teachers, to challenge them, to make sure that you get the answers that you need for your children as you go through this building. And my belief is that every one of our teachers should also want to have their children be a student in this building. And so that is something that you'll find that they will look at, and they'll say, absolutely, if I lived in this area and if I had the option of where my child would go to school, I would choose River East Collegiate for them to go to school. And so that's the kind of teachers that you're going to be working with. Safe learning environment. We are a high school. We have 1,175 students. So when you think about where your children are coming from, most of the middle schools are somewhere between 200 and 500 students. So we have 1,175 students during the day. I've got to tell you, 99% of the time, every one of them is doing exactly what they need to do, which is pretty awesome. there are times where students are going to make mistakes. How do we handle those mistakes? The same way that you probably would handle them as a parent. I'm pretty sure your kids aren't perfect. I know mine sure weren't. And so when they make mistakes, we work with them. We try to work through those issues that those students would have, and we look at consequences for them, but then we also look at supporting them. Oftentimes I have the question about drugs. Are there drugs in a high school? Yes, there are. That happens in absolutely every one of our high schools across our school division, but it also happens across the entire city. How do we handle that? Again, our school division has a pretty strict policy on drugs and alcohol. We actively seek that out, and we follow up with students. If there's ever any suspicion, we are going after it, and we're going after it hard. So you need to know that's our stance here at River East. But we go after it hard, but then we also support those students. Because one of the things that we really believe in here is that students need the opportunity to change, and they need the opportunity to improve their behavior. When we look at safety in this building, we have all 6 of our high schools actually have a safety security person that is in the hallways, and they're kind of that buffer. They're actually more like a youth care worker. They work together with us. They're in the hallways from a safety perspective. We have cameras in our school. All 6 of our high schools have cameras in their schools. So we've got lots of pieces that are security measures in our building. But we really believe that when I said to you earlier, 99% of our students behave every day. They do all the right things. And so we really believe that from a perspective at River East Collegiate, you've got a safe place for your kids to come to, and that is our goal. We have teachers who are actively supervising all the time in the hallway, and they're very, very supportive. So I think that's something that you can put your mind at rest with, that when you come here, we are going to take care of your kids because we see your kids as our kids. Okay, so that's what you need to know. I really believe that River East Collegiate is one of the best places for your children to go to. We work together with you, we work together with our staff to try to make the experience that your child has here unique for each of the children that come to us. We try to figure out what their passions are, they figure out what their passions are, and we try to get them to feel that from the time they've come to grade 9 to when they leave us in grade 12, that they've had a real opportunity to experience things, grow, learn, and become the absolutely amazing young adults that leave us when they leave this building. And on that note, I have 2 lovely young ladies. We have Ashley Lovestead and Lena Andreas, who will have the opportunity to talk to you a little bit from a student's perspective. So once again, thank you very, very much for coming. We will have lots of speakers we're going to try to get you out of here in 20 minutes, because I don't believe that we need to talk at you that much. I believe you need to go out and ask our teachers questions and see things. So come on, ladies.
Alright, so welcome to River East. My name is Ashley and I'm in grade 11.
And my name is Lena and I'm in grade 12. So we're here today to talk to you a little bit about different opportunities that we've had here at River East and what we've gotten involved in. So when I was in grade 9, I got involved in 3 things. I was in yearbooks, I was in middle school, I got basketball, and track. Now, graduating this year, I'm in 4 leadership groups, I play 6 sports a year. So the thing about high school is getting involved really makes the experience so much better. Like they were saying before, the clubs that we have here are extensive. Like there are so many, I don't even know if I can list them all. So there's something really for everybody here that makes you feel so much more comfortable and at place here. When you're at River East, you don't have to be involved in just one thing. You don't have to be a jock, you don't have to be a music geek, you can be both, like me. So you don't need to feel like you have to be isolated to one place, because you're welcome in so many different areas of the building. So when, like I said, in grade 9, getting involved in 3 things really limited me in my experience. Now, like moving forward, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12, I felt myself growing with my confidence every single year. Like 4 years ago, I would not be standing on this stage in front of you guys today, because I was like this big and like terrified of everything, and now I'm here and I feel confident with you guys.
Alright, so in grade 9, one of the things that really helped me to fit in and make more friends, coming from a really small German class who I was with since kindergarten, coming to high school, I joined leadership and some other clubs that really helped me to make friends from different grades and to go out of my comfort zone and expand my skills, like being confident and organizing and my leadership skills, and it just really made my experience that much better. now this year in grade 11, I'm also going on a German exchange program. So there's just really so many different opportunities at River East, and there's so many different things for your children to get involved in different clubs. And I would highly recommend doing that because it really just makes your experience that much better. And it's really just a better experience for making friends, and just it looks really good on resumes too for when you're getting jobs when you're 16 and 17. So yeah, I highly recommend it. And don't be scared. I'm going to be here next year, Lena won't be, but we're really not scary. We were in your places, it feels like just a year ago, and you guys can come ask us questions whenever. Normally we're just in our own heads and we don't even notice that you guys are here anyways. So yeah, it's just a really great place to be, so can't wait to see you in September.
All right, Mrs. Suzuki, come on up here. She's one of our vice principals. She's going to talk to you just for a few minutes about our student support services.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angie Suzuki, and I'm a vice principal here. I am here to talk to you about our triad system. So we have every student assigned to a counselor, a resource teacher, and an administrator for all of the years that they travel through this building. So we meet regularly. We have conversations about kids that might be experiencing some difficulties. If there's information that families are sharing with us, it's a chance to kind of get together and plan for student success. We take a look at attendance and graduation and all that kind of stuff. So when you call the main office to ask a question, you might be referred to a specific counselor or resource teacher or administrator. And that's because your student is assigned to that group of staff that are support for them. So just a little bit of information there for you. Thanks.
And now Mr. Zappa, our other vice principal, who's going to share a little bit more information. Got a bit of a PowerPoint, and then maybe 10 minutes and we'll get you out of here. Okay?
Okay, good evening, folks, and welcome here. For those that are new to high school, hopefully this will be helpful. For those who have had a young person come through the building, this will be a bit of a review for you, so we thank you in advance for your patience if some of this looks familiar. Firstly, just a little bit about kind of what things look like at River East Collegiate. We've got a 5-period school day, so 3 classes in the morning, 2 after lunch. Ms. Jazeki touched on our teacher advisor system. So your young person will have an advocate that's with them throughout their time at the school that you're able to communicate with. And just as they'd have in middle years, the supports don't end when kids come through high school. Of course, there's counseling and resource supports to help them when they're struggling a little bit. New to them will be the semester system. So the semester system runs from September to end of January, beginning of February, and then February to June. And so the intent is for the students have 2 balanced semesters so that they've got kind of an equal workload throughout the year. They also start off in the credit system, so they're working toward 30 credits over their time in high school. Their grade 9 year will look like this. They've got math and English running throughout the entire year. They've got science in 1 semester, social studies or Canada and the contemporary world in the other semester, phys ed, and then 3 option credits. So phys ed and an option, and then 2 options in the alternate semester. Again, math and English running throughout the year. Grade 10 looks like this: math, English, science, geo, phys ed, and 3 options. Grade 11, math, English, history, phys ed, and their options. And grade 12, math, English, phys ed, and then option credits, and depending what they're moving on to, that'll look slightly different at their grade 12 year. Our fine young ladies talked a little bit about some of the opportunities. Of course, there's the regular academic diploma, so kids are working toward all the compulsory and the optional courses that Ms. Clustery has touched on. For kids who are interested in technology, there's a Tech Ed diploma, and so this gives kids a chance to develop those personal management skills, those communication skills, teamwork skills, all the kinds of skills that employers are looking for as young people move on. and that'll help them to be successful in post-secondary. There's a creative arts certificate, so for the young people who enjoy drama, art, music, all those types of areas, they have an opportunity to work toward that certificate. For the computer buffs in the crowd, there's the Computer and Information System Tech Certificate. So the students will select courses within a particular category and work toward that certificate. Then there's the Advanced Placement Program. If you happen to come back at 8 o'clock, you'll get the really detailed version of Advanced Placement, but the short version is that students have the opportunity at the high school level to do university level work by the time they're in grade 12. Okay, so grade 9, you have the opportunity to settle in, get familiar with the building, kind of see what subjects you're most enjoying, challenge yourself to be very successful. And then in grade 10, you can choose which courses you may want to move into the advanced stream for. Okay, so if you love English, maybe you take advanced English, and you move on eventually to grade 12 AP English. Students also have an opportunity to participate in the high school apprenticeship program. So this is a chance for young people who are interested in a trade. They think that eventually they're going to want to work in a trade, to earn credits in high school, build hours toward their level 1 certification while they're earning money working in a job in a particular trade area. Okay, so again, that's high school apprenticeship. One of our young ladies talked about being in the German program, so there's German bilingual, continuing for folks who are in that stream. New to us for next year is the Ukrainian program, so that'll be an exciting new opportunity at Rivers Collegiate. And then we have continuation of basic French, as well as an opportunity for students to start in Spanish. And you don't need any background to start in that Spanish course. If it's an interest, that's awesome, and that's something new that you can try in high school. Okay, so just revisiting what grade 9 looks like, there's kind of the overall scoop, which leaves us the 3 option credits. So then the question becomes, what are some of the options that students can take in their grade 9 year? So there's applying info and communication tech, business innovations, LifeWorks exploration. There's dance, there's drama, there's visual arts. There's Deutsch, French, Spanish, Ukrainian. There's music, concert band, choir, guitar, as well as jazz band, vocal jazz, strings orchestra, percussion ensemble. And at this point, we're going to, I think Mr. Smith, if you're up there, we'll put a quick commercial break from our choir folks for you. So we have as well human ecology at the grade 9 level. It'll include family studies, foods, and textiles, so kind of a cross section for young people, so they can see where their interests lie. Woodworking technology, so that's over at Cheap Peppers. Students make their way over to the shop. Then there's the opportunities to get involved beyond obviously all the course choices and the options. There's lots of options. But then there's all the other areas that kind of round out that school experience. And so Ashley and Lena talked a little bit about that. There's humanitarian, there's athletic leadership, there's our student ambassadors. They're the folks who work in those philanthropy areas. Student ambassadors are the kids who get things done in the building when we're having events and those kinds of things. And so there's lots of those opportunities to build leadership. They talked a little bit, and I apologize because this is just a fraction of the clubs, but they talked a little bit about the clubs. There's Art Club, Dance Club, Drum Group, Reach for the Top, GSA, Yearbook, Cornerstone, Indigenous Culture Club, Fishing Club, Jam Session is a get-together and jam for music, Key Club, Peer Tutors, and that's a very, very small fraction of the list. Then we get into some of the sports. Again, this will be a fraction of the sports, but you can see there's quite a cross section. I know there's some missing. We'll put on a little slideshow for you later that highlights some of the other sports. And then there's the learning through travel. That's something that we really value here at River East Collegiate as well. And so there's many, and this again is a fraction of the list, but there's many, many opportunities for young people to travel and to broaden that perspective through travel. So our choir had the good fortune to be invited to the Rocky Mountain Music Festival, so they went to Banff. There's a tech trip heading out to San Francisco, Encounters with Canada in Ottawa. The various teams have traveled to Brandon, Saskatoon, Calgary. Our hockey team was in Pittsburgh recently. UNESCO's heading to Japan, ski trip to Giants Ridge. There's a service learning trip to Costa Rica. The jazz folks are going to Brandon, languages, Spain and France, and then the jazz orchestra folks are heading to New York. So lots and lots of that, and again, that's a fraction, but lots and lots of opportunities for you there. Okay, I'm gonna just switch this over. And we'll put some of the athletic pieces on for you. But in the meantime, you'll see that we have on the far side of the stage, just before you head out on tours, we have some Kodiak swag that you can get your hands on by answering some trivia questions. So we'll see how carefully you were listening. If you can answer the trivia question, come pick what you'd like. You can pick a Kodiak mug, a Kodiak t-shirt, a Kodiak lanyard, Kodiak gym bag, whatever you like best, it's yours. So the first one, how many class periods in the day are there? Okay, gentleman in the gray and orange jacket. Yeah. Come on up, come pick a prize. Okay. Secondly, which courses run the full year? In the pink at the back. Math and English, come grab a prize. In your grade 9 year, how many options courses can you choose? In the blue. Absolutely right, 3 courses, come on up. Okay, now they're getting tougher. So which program at REC lets you earn university credit if you have a big head start on university while you're still in high school? Gentleman in the blue jacket. Absolutely, advanced placement AP courses, come on down. Which program lets you earn credits and hours towards certification by working in a trade while you're in high school? And I'll settle for the abbreviation. Yep. Absolutely, high school apprenticeship program, HSAP, come on down. Any 2 languages that we teach? Gentlemen in the burgundy. Right on, come grab a prize. 2 option courses in grade 9, any 2 option courses. Blue jacket. Woodworking and human ecology, did you say? You're a winner, come on down. One of the 3 leadership groups, any one of the 3 leadership groups at River East Collegiate. Athletic leadership, right on, come grab a prize. Let me know if we start to run out of prizes. Okay, any 2 clubs. Any 2 clubs that we have at River East Collegiate. Gentleman in the yellow hoodie. Okay, come on down. We have, on a side note, I forgot to mention, and I'm glad you reminded me, I totally forgot to mention intramurals. There's all kinds of intramurals at lunch. So you can play on the school sports team, but you can also participate in intramurals if you don't have the time to commit to the sports team outside of school. Thanks for that reminder. Any 2, we still got the prizes, any 2 trip destinations? Where did we go, or where are we going? San Francisco and Calgary, right on. Come grab a prize. The first K in Kodiak stands for what? Kindness is correct. Come grab a prize.
2.
Okay, then we're going to the I in Kodiak. The integrity is right on it. Okay, we'll go to the D in Kodiak then. Last question. How far can we get in the word? Oh, so close. Okay. We got one more. So D in Kodiak. Yep.
Determination.
Determination, right on. Awesome job, guys. Okay, I'm going to hand it back to Ms. Buskiness to give you the instructions for the tours. Thanks so much for your attention, guys. You guys are awesome. If you're interested in finding out more about the Advanced Placement Program, come back at 8 and I'll give you the detailed version of what you can plan for. And don't let the fact that you're going into grade 9 stop you from finding out a little bit about the Advanced Placement Program.
All right. Okay. All right, so we've had lots of opportunity to hear lots of things. Now's your chance to, we're going to let you loose in the school. You have 2 ways of doing that. One, you can do a self-guided tour. You have your brochures that you came in. You can see all the areas that are there. The other is to get an expert tour, and we have some tour guides that are